Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. Hope you're all well and safe. This is a pot of flowers that Special K and I grew from seeds, so we're really proud of this, and I thought it would be nice to do a painting of it. I didn't do it plein air, it was way too hot yesterday to stand out in the sun, so I took a photo of it and I painted it in the evening in the lounge, feet up on my iPad, doing a lot of smudging with my finger. I had a really fun time, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, so let's just get straight into it. So what I want to do first of all is show you how to make sure you've got this set up right to do the drawing that I've done. So you need to go into settings. So top right here we have this little free lines menu option, so just touch that and it brings up your menus. We want the one that says canvas settings, select that. Then we have stylus settings, touch that. And finally finger settings, touch that. And you want to make sure that the top one, blend, where it says a finger on the canvas, will blend while the stylus is connected. Make sure that's ticked. If that's ticked, you're good to go. So then you can close everything down and you can go into your image and start drawing. Now I'm going to use the ink pen for this quick demo. This is just to show you how I actually do this. Basically, you take a colour, so I could say choose brown, take my pen and just put some colour on there. And then with my finger, hang on, just smudge it away. Oh, like that. So this old painting that I'm going to show you now was sat on my sofa, not really intending to do anything too much. And then I just started playing around with this smudge technique, where I could do a little bit of painting and then get in with the fingers, start pushing the colour about like that. So the old painting's done like that, but I haven't recorded the video where you see me doing that because I was just sat on the settee. It was Sunday evening and I was chilling out, and I just thought I want to do a drawing, and I just got into that. So that is I'm going to do this painting. So let's now move into doing the painting proper. Right, let's go to paper by WeTransfer, create a new page. And I love this because by dragging up the bottom of the screen, I can drag the photos to the left of the screen, open that up and select a photo and have it at the side of my app, so I can see any photo within the photo library alongside my app. And that's a really nice feature, and not every painting app has that. Tchaikovsky Sketches doesn't let you do that for a start. Okay, I've just been selecting a colour here. I'll talk about that in a bit more detail a little bit further on, but what I want to do first of all is just sort of sketching a rectangle shape, because paper creates a sort of a landscape type format for you, and I want to work in a portrait format. So I'm just going to begin by sketching in really roughly. As you can see, I'm using the pencil tool, a nice rectangle, and I'm going to work in within those parameters while I do this painting. And I think I'm going to use the watercolor brush first of all, and I've selected this palette along the bottom, but I'm going to change the colors a lot. But first of all, I'm just going to start working with those colors, and I'm painting at the minute. I'm not smudging, I'm not doing that finger trick. I'm just getting some colors in, and you might see, oh, I didn't like it. Let's start again. Still with that nice sort of pale green. I've got a feeling I might start yet again. I don't know. So I've selected that kind of pink colour. I got it in my head that I'd done all the bright colours first and then put the green around it. So maybe I didn't. But anyway, I'm just getting local colour in, and I'm not really... Well, I wonder why I've made that yellow. I think I didn't tap on the colour properly there. So just watercolours, look. I've changed to the darker green, get some of that dark under the leaves, and I'm kind of roughly thinking about those petals on the flower. Now I'm using the finger smudge. Do you see? I've got the finger going there, blending that colour into the yellow. And I didn't know if this was going to work. It's totally an experiment. But I have to say, I was chuffed with the results. I really was. So there you go, finger blend in. And by using the watercolour, in that demo I was using the pen. And I do use the pen a lot in this painting, but for detail. But if you use the pen for all of it, you don't get that subtle sort of lights and darks where you can almost see the shadows in the leaves that you get with the watercolour. It sort of naturally creates these lights and dark areas. You don't get that with the pen. You just get a solid block of colour. So if you're doing this, you need to use the watercolour brush first. Now, change your colour, double tap on it, double tap on the colour, and then just use those sliders. So the 3 colour sliders, the top one is hue, and that's like the colour, whether it be red, yellow, green, blue. The second one is saturation, so how much actual colour is in that selection. Have you got pure colour or no colour at all, or very little amount of colour? And the third slider is the luminosity, so the lightness or darkness of the colour. So using those sliders, you can get everything from very delicate tints to pastels through to really dark shades. So anyway, you can see I've blended in colours, smudging them in with my finger. And at this point, I'm thinking, I really like this. This is going to work. Let's get the plant pot in. So I'm sort of using that end colour as the colour that I'm sort of changing as I'm going. But I mean, I changed them all. I changed the yellows and the grey at the far side. So although you're working with kind of this little limited palette, you do have lots and lots of palettes to choose from. And I could have set up 2 or 3 palettes, because if you slide across the colours with your finger, it goes to another palette, and I think in a free version there's about 6 different palettes you can choose from. So I could have set them all up before I started if I'd have wanted. So I'm just getting in this sort of blurry, out of focus bokeh effect, I suppose. There's a finger going in again. And all done on one layer, this. I don't think there's layers in the free version. Oh, somebody was saying you can change the size of the brush in paper by holding on the brush, and then you get a choice of 3 sizes. You can if you actually bought it, and I'm just using the free version, which is great. And I don't mind the fact that I can't resize the brushes. But what I have discovered, if you zoom out, your brush sort of covers a large area, and if you zoom in, your brush covers less area. So you can kind of trick it to change the size of your brush by zooming in or out of the canvas. Just look how lovely and soft those colours are. And I put that blue in and then just smudged it in with the finger. Just another technique to use, really. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit now, because it did take me quite a while to do this, until I get into doing the inking, and then I'll come back to you and show you how I use the inking brush. So as you can see, I've sort of used that paintbrush and smudging with the finger to just keep painting over and building up the colours, but I couldn't get the detail I wanted, and I couldn't put really light colours over dark colours using the watercolour brush. So at this point I had to change my strategy, and I first of all tried with a pencil. So I zoomed in so I could see a little bit more detail. You see those little dots, it puts as a grid on the screen, which I find quite annoying. You can disable that in the settings. I noticed there was its default set to show grids, but I didn't do that yesterday when I was doing this drawing, because I was too into the actual piece, and that would have just sort of taken away, just totally took me out of the zone. So pencil, what was happening here, you can see I was sort of sketching away and etching, and I was thinking that's not right for this type of painting. I was loving the pace that this painting was going along. It was going along really fast, and I've been wanting to do a pencil drawing for a while, because I haven't done one for a little while. And so I tried with this, and I thought this is just too slow, and you can't see it. It's not going to work how I want it. You can see I'm not getting the kind of dynamic. I wanted it to sort of smack in the face, like, look, I've put a big mark on here, but I'm not getting it with a pencil. I'm getting these very delicate little lines, which are not working at all. So I kind of abandoned that for a second, put the that little orange spot in the middle of the flower, and then think, what if I use the pen? Let's try the pen. And straight away I can see, awesome, I can now put really light colours on top of dark colours, and I can I don't know why I'm going into the menu there. I can get exactly the effect I want. So I go back and undo that, because I didn't want white dots, I wanted yellow dots. Oh, I know what was happening. I was as I was trying to hit the back key, the top right corner, the back button to undo, I was touching the pencil edit brush tool, so that's what was popping up the menu. So here we go, look, I now start sketching in with that pen, and I think, oh yeah, that's it, that's what I want. I can now get the detail that I'm after. I can get these really bold dark colours, and just sort of work away. I could put some really nice whites in there and just smudge them out. And by smudging with the finger, this is the secret, I can soften off these hard edges that I'm getting with the pen. So working with the pen on top of the watercolour, I was getting exactly the effect I wanted. And if you zoom in, you'll see that the pen works where I can get really fine detail, and if I zoom out I can cover large areas with the pen as well. So this is a painting just as much about the shadows as the detail, because by painting in the shadows I am creating the shapes that I want, i.e. the flowers. And you can see I'm adjusting the colours all the time. It wasn't a big deal that. And if you think about it, if you're using something like Procreate, you've only got one of those colours which you're adjusting. You've got the circle on your colour wheel and you just keep changing that one colour all the time. In this app you've got what we've got there, it's 7 different colours to choose from, so that's quite a powerful feature, which I did like and got into that straight away without any effort at all. So there you can see I can do really fine detail, which I'm going to put my finger through and just smudge away, because this is a really soft, delicate painting, impressionistic in style, just what I love to do, nothing really too detailed about it. So you can see, I mean, this is still on the same layer, so every time I do something I run the risk of spoiling what's underneath. Another thing about this as well, when you're using the finger to smudge, if you don't like the dark area, you can smudge that light colour back into it again to get rid. So now you've seen the technique with the pen, I am going to fast forward that again because this is going to be a huge long video if I don't. So here we go, let's speed it up again. So here we have it, a pot of flowers that Special K and I grew from seeds, in fact, painted in paper by WeTransfer using a finger smudge technique, which was really great. It felt like being a little kid again, pushing paint around. Things I want to talk about very quickly is that we need to notice I've got lots of darks on the left hand side and the bottom right. That kind of helps frame the scene and makes those leaves, especially on the left hand side, pop out and look really, gives them lots of form and 3 dimensions. So that is really quite important that we've got that in there. Don't just sort of put one flat colour over the whole of the background. You need to sort of vary with your lights and darks, and then I've sort of balanced that with lights at the top right and bottom left. And I just had so much fun doing this, so I'll just sign it. There we are. I'll just get the signature on there now. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I had a blast painting it, just chilling out on the sofa. Special K was sat next to me drawing on her iPad. She's got a project going off which is a lot of fun, which I will tell you about in the near future. But there we go, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, big thumbs up as always, it's much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I've got loads of videos, loads and loads of videos like this. I'd love to be sharing them with you. And don't forget, everybody, stay safe, stay sane in these very trying times. Keep painting, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.